The vast expanse of space stretched out before the U.S. horizon, a state-of-the-art exploration vessel carrying humanity's hopes and dreams. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood at the helm, her dark eyes scanning the unfamiliar star system they had just entered. After months of travel through the cold void, they had finally arrived at their destination, the mysterious planet Novum Prime. Approaching orbital insertion, Captain, announced Lieutenant Sarah Chen, her fingers dancing across the holographic controls. Scanners are picking up unusual energy signatures from the surface. Elena nodded, a mixture of excitement and apprehension coursing through her veins. Take us in, Lieutenant. Let's see what secrets this world has been hiding. As the horizon descended through the planet's atmosphere, the crew marveled at the alien landscape unfolding beneath them. Novum Prime was a world of stark contrasts. Vast deserts of shimmering purple sand gave way to forests of crystalline trees that seemed to sing in the wind. Mountains of obsidian glass pierced the sky, their jagged peaks disappearing into swirling clouds of emerald mist. Dr. Marcus Reeves, the team's lead xenoarchaeologist, pressed his face against the viewport, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful," he whispered, "and utterly impossible. The readings we're getting, they defy everything we know about planetary formation." Captain Rodriguez smiled at his enthusiasm. "That's why we're here, Doctor. To push the boundaries of what we thought was possible." As the ship touched down on a plateau overlooking a sprawling valley, Elena addressed her crew. "Remember your training, people. We're making history today, but let's not forget the risks. Stay alert, stay together, and let's show the universe what humanity is capable of." The exploration team, led by Elena and Marcus, ventured out onto the alien soil. Their environmental suits hummed softly, filtering the planet's atmosphere and adjusting to the slightly higher gravity. They moved cautiously, each step revealing new wonders and potential dangers. Marcus's scanner chirped insistently as they approached a formation of rock spires that spiraled impossibly into the sky. "Captain, I'm detecting a concentration of that strange energy signature we picked up from orbit. It's coming from inside the rock." Elena frowned, her hand instinctively moving to the plasma pistol at her hip. "Can you pinpoint the source?" Before Marcus could reply, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble. The team watched in awe as the rock spires started to shift and rearrange themselves, revealing a hidden entrance that pulsed with an otherworldly blue light. "My God," breathed Marcus. It's responding to our presence. This isn't just a natural formation, it's technology beyond anything we've ever encountered." Captain Rodriguez made a split-second decision. "We didn't come all this way to turn back now. Dr. Reeves, you're with me. The rest of you, secure a perimeter and maintain contact with the ship. If we're not back in 1 hour, you know the protocol." With a mixture of trepidation and exhilaration, Elena and Marcus stepped into the glowing passage. As they descended deeper into the planet's crust, the walls around them came alive with intricate patterns and symbols that seemed to shift and change as they passed. "This language," Marcus muttered, his eyes darting from one inscription to another. "It's unlike anything in our databases. But there's a pattern here, a rhythm. I think I might be able to decipher it given enough time." Elena nodded, her attention focused on the path ahead. "Do what you can, Doctor, but stay alert. We don't know what." Her words were cut short as they emerged into a vast chamber that took their breath away. Suspended in the center of the room was a pulsating orb of energy, its surface rippling like liquid starlight. Surrounding it were countless crystalline structures that seemed to be both growing from and feeding into the orb. "It's beautiful," Elena whispered, momentarily forgetting her caution. Marcus approached one of the crystal formations, his scanner whirring furiously. "Captain, these crystals, they're not just storing energy. They're storing information, vast amounts of it. I think we stumbled upon some kind of alien library or database." As if in response to his words, the orb of energy pulsed brightly, and a beam of light shot out, enveloping both Elena and Marcus. They felt a strange tingling sensation as foreign thoughts and images flooded their minds. Gasping, Elena stumbled backward. What? What was that? Marcus's eyes were wide with excitement and fear. I think it was trying to communicate with us, to share its knowledge. But our minds, they're not equipped to handle that much information all at once. Before they could discuss further, a low rumble echoed through the chamber. The crystal structures began to vibrate, and the orb of energy pulsed with increasing intensity. We need to leave, Elena said urgently, grabbing Marcus's arm. Now. As they raced back through the twisting passages, the entire structure seemed to be coming alive around them. Panels shifted, revealing glimpses of advanced machinery that had lain dormant for millennia. By the time they emerged from the entrance, the entire valley was trembling. Everyone back to the ship. Elena shouted into her comm unit. We've triggered something. We need to get to a safe distance and assess the situation. As the horizon lifted off, the crew watched in awe as the rock spires they had explored began to unfold and transform. What they had thought was a natural formation was revealing itself to be an enormous alien structure, rising from the planet's surface like a mechanical flower blooming after an eon of slumber. In the ship's medbay, Elena and Marcus underwent a battery of tests as they recounted their experience to the rest of the crew. Dr. Lydia Okafor, the ship's chief medical officer, shook her head in disbelief as she reviewed their neural scans. Your synaptic activity is off the charts, she explained. It's as if your brains have been upgraded. You're processing information faster, making connections that shouldn't be possible. Whatever that energy did to you, it's changed you on a fundamental level. Marcus nodded, his eyes distant. I can feel it. It's like I can see the underlying patterns of the universe. The alien language we encountered, I think I'm starting to understand it. Elena felt it too, a newfound clarity and understanding that both thrilled and terrified her. But her sense of duty remained strong. Our mission has changed, she announced to her crew. We've awakened something ancient and powerful. We need to understand what it is and what it means for humanity's future in the galaxy. As the horizon maintained a safe orbit around Novum Prime, the alien structure continued to grow and evolve on the surface below. Signals began broadcasting from the planet, reaching out into the depths of space. Elena stood at the viewport, watching the transformation with a mixture of awe and apprehension. We came looking for answers, she mused. But I have a feeling we've only scratched the surface of the questions waiting for us out there. Little did they know that their discovery on Novum Prime was just the beginning. The signals emanating from the planet were about to attract the attention of beings far beyond their comprehension, setting in motion a chain of events that would challenge the very foundations of human understanding and forever alter the course of galactic history. Part 2. The Awakening. Weeks had passed since the initial discovery on Novum Prime, and the U.S. horizon remained in orbit, a vigilant sentinel observing the rapidly evolving alien structure below. The once barren landscape had transformed into a sprawling metropolis of impossible architecture, its spires reaching towards the stars as if yearning to reconnect with long-lost brethren. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood in the ship's conference room, surrounded by holograms displaying the latest data from their scans. Her eyes, now flecked with an iridescent sheen, a lingering effect of her encounter with the alien energy, darted from one readout to another with inhuman speed and comprehension. The rate of growth is exponential, she explained to her gathered senior staff. What we're witnessing isn't just construction, it's creation on a scale we've never imagined possible. Dr. Marcus Reeves nodded enthusiastically, his own eyes similarly altered. It's as if the entire planet is being reshaped from the inside out. The technology at work here, it's manipulating matter and energy at a quantum level. It's not just beyond us, it's beyond our current understanding of physics. Lieutenant Sura Chen frowned, her fingers tapping nervously on the table. And we're sure it's not a threat. Captain, with all due respect, we triggered something we don't understand. For all we know, we could be watching the birth of a weapon that could threaten the entire galaxy. Elena understood her officer's concerns. She felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on her shoulders. Their discovery had already sent shockwaves through the scientific community back on Earth, and the United Earth government was clamoring for more information and more control over the situation. "I understand your concerns, Lieutenant," Elena replied, her voice calm but firm. "But everything we've seen so far suggests this is not a weapon. It's a rebirth, a reawakening of something ancient and extraordinary." As if to punctuate her words, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Lieutenant Chen rushed to a nearby console, her eyes widening as she read the incoming data. "Captain, we're detecting a massive energy surge from the planet's surface. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." The crew watched in awe as a column of shimmering energy erupted from the center of the alien metropolis, reaching far into space. As it expanded, they could see patterns and images forming within the energy field, star maps, mathematical equations, and strange, shifting symbols that seemed to dance at the edge of comprehension. Suddenly, Marcus gasped, clutching his head. Elena felt it too, a rush of information flooding into her mind, far more intense than their initial encounter in the alien chamber. "It's communicating," Marcus managed to say through gritted teeth. "Not just with us, but with everything. The planet, the stars, the very fabric of space-time." As the pain subsided, Elena and Marcus found themselves filled with a newfound understanding. The alien structure wasn't just a building or a city, it was a seed, planted ago by a species so advanced they had transcended physical form. And now, awakened by humanity's curiosity and drive to explore, it was fulfilling its purpose, to spread knowledge and elevate younger species to new levels of existence. "We need to go down there," Elena declared, her voice filled with a certainty she couldn't fully explain. "It's calling to us, inviting us." Despite protest from some of the crew, Elena assembled a team to return to the surface. As their shuttle descended through the atmosphere, they marveled at the transformation below. The crystalline spires now pulsed with inner light, and rivers of what looked like liquid data flowed between structures that defied Euclidean geometry. As they touched down in what appeared to be a central plaza, the team was struck by an overwhelming sense of welcome. The very air seemed to hum with intelligence, and each step they took sent ripples of responsive energy through the ground beneath their feet. Marcus approached one of the nearest structures, his hand hovering just above its shimmering surface. "It's alive," he whispered in awe. "Not in the biological sense we understand, but aware, conscious." Before anyone could respond, the air before them shimmered, and a figure began to take shape. It was humanoid in basic form, but its body seemed to be composed of shifting light and abstract patterns. When it spoke, its voice resonated not just in their ears, but in their minds. "Welcome, children of Earth," the being said, its tone filled with warmth and ancient wisdom. "We have waited so long for this moment, for a species to evolve to the point where they could awaken us from our slumber." Elena stepped forward, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. What are you?" The being's form shifted, showing glimpses of countless worlds and civilizations. "We are the architects, or at least an echo of what we once were. Ages ago, our species reached the pinnacle of technological and spiritual evolution. We seeded the galaxy with outposts like this one, designed to guide younger species towards enlightenment when they were ready." As the architects spoke, the human team felt knowledge pouring into their minds, the history of a species so ancient they had witnessed the birth and death of entire galaxies, their journey from simple tool users to beings of pure energy and thought. "But why?" Marcus asked, his scientific curiosity overriding his awe. "Why leave these outposts? Why not guide species directly?" The architect's form rippled, conveying a sense of both sadness and hope. Direct intervention often leads to dependence, stifling true growth. Each species must find its own path, face its own challenges. We provide the tools and knowledge, but how you use them, That is up to you. Elena felt a sense of immense responsibility settling over her. And now that we've awakened this outpost, what happens next? That, Captain Rodriguez, is the great question, the architect replied. The knowledge and technology contained within this outpost have the power to revolutionize your civilization, to cure diseases, solve energy crises, and take you to the farthest reaches of the cosmos. But it also has the potential for great destruction if misused. The being's form expanded, encompassing the entire team in a field of shimmering energy. We offer you a choice: embrace this gift and all the responsibilities that come with it, or walk away, allowing the outpost to return to its slumber until another species discovers it. Elena looked at her team, seeing the mixture of fear and excitement in their eyes. She knew that the choice they made here would alter the course of human history forever. The weight of that decision was almost overwhelming, but she also felt a surge of pride in how far humanity had come, from simple tribes huddling in caves to a spacefaring civilization on the brink of a new era of enlightenment. We didn't come all this way to turn back now, Elena said, her voice firm with resolve. Humanity has always been driven by the desire to explore, to understand, to grow. We accept your gift and the responsibilities that come with it. The architect's form pulsed with approval. Then let the awakening truly begin. But be warned, you are not the only ones who will have noticed our activation. There are others in the galaxy, some with intentions far less noble than your own. The trials ahead will test not just your technological prowess, but the very essence of what it means to be human. As if in response to the architect's warning, alarms began blaring from the team's communicators. Lieutenant Chen's voice crackled through, tight with tension. Captain, we're detecting multiple unknown ships entering the system at high speed. They're not responding to hails, and their weapons appear to be powered up. Elena's mind raced, processing the new threat even as she grappled with the monumental implications of their encounter with the architect. She turned to the luminous being, her expression resolute. It seems our first test has arrived sooner than expected. Will you help us? The architect's form began to fade, its voice growing distant. We have given you the tools. How you use them, that is the true test. Remember, Captain, the greatest power lies not in technology, but in understanding. Good luck. As the being vanished, Elena and her team found themselves filled with new knowledge and abilities they were only beginning to comprehend. The alien city around them hummed with energy, ready to respond to their commands. Elena tapped her communicator, her voice ringing with determination. Horizon, this is the captain. Begin evacuation protocols for all non-essential personnel. We're about to face our first real challenge as a spacefaring species. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is made of. As the unknown ships drew closer, Elena and her team raced to unlock the secrets of the architect's gift. The sleek form of the U.S. Horizon hung in orbit above Novum Prime, its hull gleaming in the light of the alien sun. On the bridge, Captain Elena Rodriguez stood tall, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching unknown vessels. The knowledge imparted by the architects swirled in her mind, offering glimpses of possibilities and technologies beyond human imagination. Status report, Elena commanded, her voice steady despite the tension crackling through the air. Lieutenant Sarah Chen's fingers danced across her console. 5 vessels, Captain. Configuration unknown, but energy readings suggest they're heavily armed. They'll be within weapons range in approximately 10 minutes. Dr. Marcus Reeves burst onto the bridge, his eyes wild with excitement and fear. Captain, I think I've figured out how to access some of the architect's defensive systems. If we can link up with the planetary network, we might stand a chance. Elena nodded, her mind racing through potential scenarios. Do it. Lieutenant Chen, open a channel to the approaching ships. Let's try diplomacy before we resort to force. As Marcus worked feverishly to interface the Horizon systems with the alien technology below, Elena addressed the unknown vessels. This is Captain Elena Rodriguez of the United Earth ship Horizon. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. Please state your intentions. For a long moment, there was only silence. Then, a harsh, guttural voice filled the bridge, accompanied by a visual of a being that seemed to be a nightmarish fusion of organic and mechanical parts. "We are the harvesters," the alien growled. "You have activated the seed. Surrender it and yourselves, or be destroyed." Elena's heart raced, but she kept her voice calm. "I'm afraid that's not possible. This technology doesn't belong to us, and we have no right to surrender it. Perhaps we can discuss this and find a peaceful resolution." The harvester's laugh was like metal scraping against stone. "There is no discussion, human. The strong take what they want. You have one planetary rotation to comply, or we will reduce your world to atoms." As the transmission cut off, Elena turned to her crew. "Options, people. We need them now." Marcus looked up from his console, his expression a mix of wonder and determination. "Captain, I've managed to establish a link with the planetary defense grid. It's incredible. The entire planet is essentially one massive supercomputer. If we can fully integrate our systems, we might be able to create a shield powerful enough to withstand their attack." "Do it," Elena ordered. "Lieutenant Chen, send a message to Earth. Inform them of our situation and request immediate reinforcements." She paused, knowing the next part of her order could change the course of human history. "Also, transmit all the data we've gathered on the architect's technology. If we don't survive this, Earth needs to be prepared." As the crew raced against time to prepare their defenses, Elena couldn't help but reflect on the enormity of their situation. In the span of a few weeks, humanity had gone from being a relatively young spacefaring species to standing on the precipice of a galactic conflict. The weight of responsibility was immense, but she also felt a surge of pride in her crew and her species. Humans had always faced challenges head-on, and they wouldn't back down now. Hours ticked by as the Horizon's crew worked in concert with the awakening systems of Novum Prime. The once barren planet now pulsed with energy, its surface a dazzling display of light and motion as ancient machines stirred to life. Just as the deadline set by the harvesters approached, Marcus shouted in triumph, "We've done it, Captain. The shield is online. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. It doesn't just block energy, it redirects and absorbs it." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "Excellent work, Doctor. Now let's hope it's enough." As if on cue, the harvester ships opened fire. Beams of searing energy lanced out, impacting the newly formed shield around Novum Prime. The bridge crew watched in awe as the attacks were absorbed, the shield rippling with cascades of light, but holding firm. "Shield is holding at 98% capacity," Lieutenant Chen reported, a note of disbelief in her voice. "Captain, the energy from their attacks, the planet is absorbing it, using it to power up more systems." Elena's mind raced with the tactical possibilities. "Can we return fire?" Marcus nodded excitedly. "Yes, but it's not just weapons. The architect's technology, it's giving us options. We can disable their ships without destroying them, or even attempt to communicate on a deeper level." Elena considered their options. The soldier in her wanted to strike back, to eliminate the threat. But the explorer, the part of her that had led them to this moment, saw another path. "Prepare for a counter-strike," she ordered. "But not with weapons. Dr. Rees, you said we could communicate on a deeper level. Do it. Let's show these harvesters who they're really dealing with." As Marcus initiated the command, a pulse of energy radiated out from Novum Prime. It washed over the harvester ships, and for a moment, everything seemed to freeze. On the bridge of the lead harvester vessel, the cybernetic captain staggered as its mind was flooded with images and sensations. It saw the history of humanity, their struggles, their triumphs, their unwavering spirit in the face of adversity. But more than that, it experienced the very essence of what the architects had seen in humanity, the potential for growth, for understanding, for becoming something greater. When the pulse faded, the harvester ships hung motionless in space. Then, slowly, they began to retreat. "They're leaving," Lieutenant Chen reported, her voice filled with disbelief. "Captain, we did it." Elena let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "No, Lieutenant. We all did it. Humanity did it. And I have a feeling this is just the beginning." As the immediate threat passed, Elena turned her attention to the wealth of knowledge and technology now at their fingertips. The architects had offered humanity a gift beyond measure, but also a responsibility of galactic proportions. "Send a message to Earth," she instructed. Tell them everything. We're going to need the best minds humanity has to offer. Scientists, philosophers, leaders, everyone. What we've discovered here, what we've become, it's going to change everything." As the horizon maintained its vigil over Novum Prime, Elena gazed out at the stars. The galaxy suddenly seemed both much larger and much smaller. Humanity had taken its first real steps onto the cosmic stage, and she knew that nothing would ever be the same. But with the lingering threat of the harvesters and the unknown challenges that lay ahead, Elena also knew that their journey was far from over. The true test of humanity's worth in the eyes of the architects was just beginning. "Prepare a full report," she ordered her crew. "We need to understand everything we can about this technology, about the architects, and about the harvesters. Something tells me we haven't seen the last of them." As the crew set to work, Elena allowed herself a moment of quiet reflection. They had achieved first contact, not just with one alien species, but with the echoes of an ancient and powerful civilization. The path ahead was uncertain, filled with both promise and peril. But as she looked at her crew, their faces alight with determination and wonder, Elena felt a surge of hope. Whatever challenges the universe had in store, humanity would face them together, armed with newfound knowledge and an unbreakable spirit of exploration and perseverance. The echoes of eternity were calling, and humanity was ready to answer. Months had passed since the encounter with the harvesters, and Novum Prime had become a hive of human activity. Scientists, engineers, and diplomats from Earth had flocked to the alien world, eager to study and understand the miraculous technology left behind by the architects. The planet's surface was now dotted with research facilities and fledgling colonies, a testament to humanity's insatiable curiosity and adaptability. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood in the newly constructed Nexus Control Center, a massive structure that served as the nerve center for humanity's operations on Novum Prime. Holographic displays surrounded her, showing everything from deep space scans to the intricate workings of the planet's still-awakening systems. "Status report," she commanded, her voice carrying the weight of her new responsibilities. In the wake of their first contact, Elena had been promoted to oversee all operations on Novum Prime, a role that combined military command with scientific leadership. Dr. Marcus Rees, now the head of Cenotech Research, stepped forward. "We're making progress, Captain. Every day, we unlock more of the architect's knowledge. The medical applications alone are revolutionary. We're on the brink of curing diseases that have plagued humanity for millennia." Elena nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. The potential benefits of the architect's gift were beyond imagination. But her joy was tempered by the challenges they faced and the defenses. Lieutenant Sarah Chen, recently promoted to head of security, brought up a new set of holograms. "We've integrated much of the architect's technology into our systems. Our shields are stronger, our sensors more acute." But she hesitated. "But what, Lieutenant?" Elena prompted. "But we're still not sure we understand even a fraction of what this technology is capable of," Sarah admitted. "And there's something else. We've detected unusual energy fluctuations at the edge of the system. They don't match the harvester signatures, but they're definitely not natural." Elena frowned. The encounter with the harvesters had been a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in the galaxy. Despite their victory, she knew it was only a matter of time before they faced new challenges. As if summoned by her thoughts, alarms began blaring throughout the Nexus. "Multiple contacts detected," Sarah shouted, her fingers flying over her console. They just appeared out of nowhere. Our long-range sensors didn't pick up anything. The main holographic display shifted, showing a fleet of sleek, organic-looking ships entering the system. They moved with an eerie grace, their hulls seeming to ripple and shift as if alive. "Open a channel," Elena ordered, steeling herself for another first contact scenario. The hologram flickered, and a being appeared before them. It was vaguely humanoid, but its skin was a shifting palette of colors, and its eyes held depths that seemed to stretch into infinity. "Greetings, children of Earth," the being said, its voice a melodic chorus that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "We are the Syndicate of Harmonious Evolution. We have come to claim the legacy of the architects." Elena stepped forward, her posture radiating calm authority. "I am Captain Elena Rodriguez, representing the United Earth government. The architects left their technology in our care. We have no intention of surrendering it." The being's colors darkened slightly. "You misunderstand, Captain. We do not seek to take the technology from you. We seek to incorporate you. Your species has shown remarkable potential. Join us, become part of something greater than yourselves. Resist, and we will be forced to take more direct action." As the transmission cut off, Elena turned to her team. "Options, people. Fast." Marcus spoke up first. "Captain, I think I understand what they're proposing. The Syndicate, they're not a single species. They're a collective of multiple races, all integrated with architect technology. They want to absorb us, to add our uniqueness to their own." "Like the Harvesters, but with a prettier face," Sarah muttered. Elena nodded grimly. "And if we refuse?" "Based on the energy readings we're getting from their ships," Sarah replied, "they have the firepower to back up their threats." Elena felt the weight of the entire human race on her shoulders. The Syndicate's offer was seductive, the promise of instant advancement, of becoming part of something greater than themselves. But at what cost? The loss of their individuality, their unique human spirit. "Prepare our defenses," Elena ordered, "and get me a direct line to Earth. We need to make a decision, and we need to make it fast." As the Nexus erupted into frantic activity, Elena retreated to her private office. The holographic projector hummed to life, displaying the faces of Earth's highest-ranking officials. "The situation is clear," Elena explained, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "The Syndicate is offering us advancement beyond our wildest dreams, but at the cost of our autonomy. If we refuse, we face a war we may not be able to win, even with the architect's technology." The President of the United Earth government leaned forward, her face etched with concern. "What do you recommend, Captain?" Elena took a deep breath. "We've come too far, achieved too much, to simply hand over our future to another species, no matter how advanced they may be. Humanity's greatest strength has always been our diversity, our individual spark of creativity and determination. I say we stand our ground." The officials murmured among themselves, weighing the monumental decision before them. Finally, the President nodded. "We concur, Captain. Humanity will forge its own path among the stars. You have our full support. Good luck and Godspeed." As the transmission ended, Elena returned to the control center. The tension in the air was palpable as everyone awaited her decision. "We fight," Elena announced, her voice ringing with determination. "Not just for ourselves, but for every species that values its independence. The architects gave us this gift, not so we could surrender it to the first advanced civilization we encountered, but so we could grow, learn, and find our own way." A cheer went up from the assembled crew, a defiant roar in the face of the overwhelming odds they faced. "Lieutenant Chen, bring our defenses to full power. Dr. Rees, I need you to dive deeper into the architect's systems. Find us an edge, something the Syndicate won't expect." As her team sprang into action, Elena turned her gaze to the holographic display of the Syndicate fleet. They were beautiful in their alien grace, but she could sense the danger that lurked beneath their smooth exteriors. "Open a channel," she commanded. The alien leader appeared once more, its colors swirling with what Elena now recognized as impatience. "We've made our decision," Elena stated firmly. "Humanity respectfully declines your offer. We choose to remain free, to forge our own path among the stars." The being's colors darkened to a deep, angry crimson. "You choose poorly, Captain. We offered you ascension, and you choose extinction. So be it." As the transmission cut off, the Syndicate ships began to move into attack formation. Elena steeled herself for the battle to come, knowing that the fate of humanity hung in the balance. "All hands, battle stations," she ordered, her voice calm despite the storm raging in her heart. "Let's show the galaxy what humanity is made of." The skies above Novum Prime erupted in a dazzling display of energy as the first volleys were exchanged. The Architect's shield technology held firm against the initial assault, but Elena knew they couldn't simply play defense. They needed a plan, a way to turn the tables on an enemy that outmatched them in both technology and numbers. As the battle raged, Dr. Reeves worked feverishly, delving deeper into the Architect's systems than ever before. With each passing moment, the shields weakened, and Elena could feel the growing desperation of her crew. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Marcus's voice cut through the chaos of the control center. "Captain, I found something. It's risky, but it might be our only chance." Elena didn't hesitate. "Do it, Doctor. Whatever it is, do it now." Marcus initiated the sequence, and suddenly, the entire planet of Novum Prime began to hum with energy. The Architect's technology, dormant for eons, surged to life with a power that dwarfed anything they had seen before. A pulse of pure energy radiated outward, engulfing both the human defenses and the Syndicate fleet. For a moment, all was silent. Then, to everyone's amazement, the Syndicate ships began to power down, their once graceful forms now drifting lifelessly in space. "What did you do?" Elena asked, her voice filled with awe. Marcus looked up, his eyes wide with the implications of what he had discovered. I think we just activated the Architect's ultimate defense system. It didn't just disable their ships, Captain. It severed their connection to their collective consciousness. We've given them back their individuality." As the realization of what had happened sank in, Elena felt a mix of triumph and trepidation. They had won the battle, but at what cost? And what would happen when the beings on those ships awakened to find themselves individuals once more? The conflict had been averted, but Elena knew that this was just the beginning. They had unlocked a power beyond their understanding, and with it came a responsibility that would shape the future of not just humanity, but potentially every species in